So there was an interesting comment the other day from the Business Insider CEO, Henry Blodgett, on a CNBC segment. Let's watch.
Look, this is a perfect asset for a speculative bubble. It is absolutely perfect. There is a finite supply. There is no intrinsic value. And you can just like, if anybody is persuading you that it should somehow be related to some GDP or gold, like put down the Kool-Aid and back away. Because there is no intrinsic value.
Although you have places like Venezuela, whose economy is crashing.
It has a use. There's no question. There are uses for it. And I actually think if you are trying to track some fundamental, you look at the transactions per day, which are steadily increasing. It's very volatile, but over the last 5 years, they're steadily increasing. That is a good sign. If you're going to use it, that's more people. You'll probably keep a little bit on hand. You'll need more of it, so that will drive the demand up. So there is demand. It's just, you can't say, like, it literally could go to 1 million. There's no reason why not. And I just, the logic of folks who are buying it and speculating in it, it really is. You go back, it is all I can lose is 100%. I could make 10x, 100x, 1,000x. It's all possible, so I'll take that trade if I'm willing to lose the 100%. Venezuela's
Okay, so let's dissect that a little bit. There's no intrinsic value, there are use cases, and it could go to 1 million easily based on basically degen speculators. So again, I've talked about this before in a video, but one of the main reasons I even got into Bitcoin was because of all of this. And yes, these aren't like exactly verbatim the status of Bitcoin at the moment, but at the time, to me, this was the intrinsic value, almost for free, privacy, security, instant, open source, worldwide, peer-to-peer, public ledger, decentralization, and no charge backs, no fraud. And like I've been talking about on Twitter recently, there's so much misinformation out there. In the beginning, in like 2013, originally, there wasn't a use case, there wasn't intrinsic value. This was a bubble. But now, there's no intrinsic value, but there is a use case. They're talking about Venezuela hyperinflation. Basically that as volatile as Bitcoin is, it's still less volatile than many currencies around the world. The point is places in Africa, South America really could use something like Bitcoin. And there's this great article discussing Bitcoin's intrinsic value even further from 2014, Bitcoin Magazine. I'm not just highlighting this because I write for them. It's a good article. It was the first link on Google anyway, so check it out. Bitcoin's intrinsic value is essentially polar opposite of the value of fiat currencies. Things like the government isn't involved. Again, anybody, anything can be involved with this. So when we're talking about Internet of Things, when we're talking about smart contracts, things like that. Then he conceded that yes, there are plenty of trend indicators showing transactions per day steadily increasing. This is a 7-day average over the past 2 years. You can see we're hitting 300,000 transactions per day, which against like Visa and MasterCard and American Express is nothing, but for something that doesn't require a middleman and has all those other previous factors that we just talked about, permissionless, worldwide, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty impressive, and it's never been down, virtually hasn't been down any time since inception. And lastly, he's talking about greed and speculation, which clearly is driving many of these currencies. Yes, Bitcoin is one of them. It's my personal opinion that alts are being driven almost solely by greed and spec. Things like Ethereum is starting to branch out into use cases which are like derivatives of greed and spec, so tokens, ICOs, things that aren't exactly real, so vaporware, promises that are empty, things like that. So that's my concern with Ethereum, but again, much like Blodgett, I agree, this could go to 1 million, specifically Ethereum, which is on a tear right now. And yeah, most of us are pretty much on the board with the binary trading aspect, where this is either going to be $1 million or $0, and most of us at this point are okay with that. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think we've made any progress in the past 4 years as far as getting to mainstream people changing their opinions on things like intrinsic value, use case, or a speculative bubble. We were in a speculative bubble in 2013. Are we in a speculative bubble now? To me, it's not. It doesn't matter. All that matters to me is if I trade it right. So let me know what you guys think. Hit me up on Twitter, Telegram, like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe, and happy trading.